Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Now I complete like a complete idiot. I actually was recording this game. This is actually the second time. And I realized my recording software, I had the mic muted. I don't remember why I had it muted. I think I was trying to record another video or just record the audio. I was trying to do something. And I literally recorded this game already, and I was like, why is there no audio? And I was like, did I even record it? And I'm like, I'm such a moron. But anyway, our team is Massey, Hawk, double rental Cleveland, and a kid, with Cap in the Vanguard and myself in the Vanguard. Vanguard, it's average to mediocre. It's an average to mediocre ship that truly only really shines in random matches. That's why the review, which we will put a link into in the description, is done in a random match. Because even when this was only tier 8, you have no idea how hard it was just to try to play the ship in normal tier 8 all operations. Like, it was difficult. To the point where I gave up, and I was like, I'm just going to play it in randoms. So I took it into randoms one day with a couple of my bonky boys, and I ended up getting a great game in it. And I was like, I can use that for a review. But you do see that I do run into the San Diego, and it literally just bleeds my speed. Even shooting at the fort with 8 15-inch guns, once you get stopped or anything, you notice just how really sluggish the ship is. Cap runs into the Hawk. His speed is going to get bleeded. Now, since nobody is trying, like, the kid should easily be able to outrun the San Diego. He's not outrunning the San Diego. He's too busy shooting everything. Same with the Cleveland. And so we're going to reach the 3 islands before the San Diego. I mean, that star's already gone. We've lost that. You would think the Hawk should be able to get there because the Hawk is ahead. So you would think he would be able to get there. You would think. So 3 ships. And so, yeah, 3 ships were trying to do it. And here, you can see he has his engine boost going, so there is no way he should be able to reach it. He should be able to reach that. And you say, oh, well, Vanguard could do it. Vanguard's only 30 knots without brisk. With brisk, it does 33 knots. It's a very slow and sluggish ship. And it struggles to get into positions and back out of positions. Like, if you look at my review portion, in a random match, I didn't even leave the side I was on. I literally just kept sailing around. Now, see, Hawk literally changes his whole direction for no reason to just go over the Mediocre. No reason. 3 ships literally threw that away. And honestly, at that point, I'm really just like, that's where it becomes below average players. Like, that should have been an easy one. That should have been easy. Absolutely no excuse for that. You guys saw that on the map. And I really do think that this is one of the reasons we're bringing this to you, because we're talking about a mediocre ship and below average players. And you guys will hear me talk on the channel, okay, he's a below average player, he's not the best player, he's this or that or this or that. I don't say that to be a complete dick or an elitist. I say that to make a point. And I'm going to reiterate the point. My whole point was starting the channel wasn't just to show off my own skill. I did it to have fun and to bring something to the operations community. That's why I started this channel. I didn't start it to be a dick. I started it to try to bring awareness, to more operations, and to try to help players become better. To really push themselves to be a better player in general. Yes, it's only bots. Yes, the bots are still repetitive. But if you constantly are pushing yourself as a player, you're doing incredibly stupid stuff like you see me do on the channel. I do stupid stuff like that because 1, I know the op, 2, I know my ships. And those are the 2 things every World of Warships ops player should strive to do. If you know your ship and you know your op, or even if you just know the op and push your ship to the limits to what you're not more comfortable with, you'll have a lot more variety and you'll be able to do a lot more stuff in the game. It's really just about pushing yourself to the limit. And a lot of players don't do that. Even on this op that's super simple. You go to basically the island up north, you go to one of those islands either above where the Cleveland is or the island they're going to right now. That's literally the 2 points. And then you literally go to, well, the island where the Hatsuharu is, the island right behind him, or you'd go up north. And usually that's only if you do the southern route. And I could probably have that completely around, but that's the pattern I've noticed. And since I can kind of tell that it's going to go, clockwise, we're going to be in that relatively, simple position where everything's going to spawn. And like you see me and Cap, we're handling all these ships down here. That means the team literally just has to escort San Diego. Like, that's all they have to do. Though we are going to highlight some of the ship's weaknesses also. And our buddy Cap is going to illustrate that right in probably about a minute or so once he goes past this Nagato. We are going to put a good salvo on this Amano. Or Amano, I think. Remember, it's a light cruiser that has like 15 millimeter bow armor, and it has very squishy armor, so we're able to just pin it all over. Now, you do see me turn you because I was worried about those front 2 guns. Cap should shoot a good salvo in here. Let's watch. He gets a good salvo. Nagato, I think he just shot. Yep, he did just shoot, and you saw the Cap took like a 40k hit. This ship is not for the faint-hearted either. It's from a time when World of Warships actually said, if we're going to give you a ship, you do something stupid, we're going to punish you. And I know, probably the only World of Warships community contributor I actually even watch, and even so briefly to catch a couple of videos, is Potato Quality. And I have a lot of similar, points that I believe Potato's on. Bringing back ships that if you make something stupid, you have a punishment. If you notice, the ships that are being released don't have that gimmick where, okay, you're not going to be punished. And that's just not fun. Back in the old days of World of Warships, when RTS CVs were around, when you made a mistake, you would get punished. You punished the enemy mistakes, and you were rewarded. You don't see that anymore. If anything, it's more like I'm playing poker with the randoms. I've only played a couple randoms, and I'll be honest, I hated every moment of it. I went back to try to grind some credits, or just have some fun. Work on my captain, my hot shot for my sub-captain, and I hated it every moment of it. I hated every moment. I did not have a lick of fun because I can literally look at the teams, and I knew just by looking at the way they were deploying, I was like, it's going to be a loss. I played only about probably like 7,000, 6,000 randoms. But I also notice patterns. Being autistic, I can notice patterns significantly better than than the average player, because that's how my brain works. but it also serves me well being a World of Warships player. I can kind of tell what someone's going to do probably before they even do something. Like, if a player's trying to go for the carrier or the, carrier and the DDs on Raptor Rescue, I can kind of tell what he's going to do before he's even going to do it. And by doing it, he'll actually start to display it when he starts to just head off and do his own thing. I can tell what he's going to do before he does it. Give or take, I don't have a problem DDs doing their own thing on Aegis when they go up north and kill the second wave. That I do not have a problem with. Because that actually benefits the whole team. And makes the odds significantly easier and increases your odds to 5-star. But again, that comes back to my original point of the channel, being like helping you learn the ops so you can start to push your ship further and further and further and further. And by pushing your ship further and further, you're pushing yourself as a player further, further, further. And you're becoming a better player. That was really the whole gimmick of starting this channel. And I'm glad that we've gotten over 160 subscribers now. I'm actually very ecstatic about that. I was like, am I ever going to cross 160? Because there would be times where I'd get, 158, and then it would unsubscribe. 156, 8, I'd literally just be stuck between that 155 mark and that 159 mark. I was literally just stuck there, and I don't even check the unsubscribe parts or the other stats anymore. I did used to check that quite a bit when I first started it out, but I don't even check that anymore. Because if I probably took every one that had unsubscribed, I probably would be at almost 200, probably 250 right now. But I'm happy to have the small community that I do. It allows me to engage with the audience a lot more. But since you guys don't let me know what you want in the comments, that's why I put out polls. And I just checked our sub poll that we were at, and I'll double check it again while I'm recording this. And it looks like for bringing subs to the channel, we are at 64% for yes and 36% for no. So as it states right now, it looks like subs are going to be coming to the channel. Ironically though, I still would have brought the subs to the channel even if it was a no. I just wouldn't have put as much on the channel. Like, I would still be running subs, but I would put only like 1 to 2 videos every few months because I wouldn't be playing subs that often. I don't intend to play subs that often, but I intend to at least bring a little bit of the content. At least a tech line for, the nation. That's literally it. And for that most part, I'd probably just do the ones you need to grind, being like the Cachalot, the Salmon, Udrin, Sturdy, and U69 and U190, like literally just doing the ones you need to grind. Like, that's it. Not in a sense to really, shall I say, overpopulate the channel with subs. If anything was going to show up as far as subs go, it would probably be one of the more premium steel subs. Like, let's be honest. It would probably be the Archerfish or Gato making a more common appearance. But going back to Vanguard and the replay for a second, it really is just a mediocre ship. We're at 227K, but as you can tell by just the replay, it's not that fun of a ship. It has no skills to it. It has nothing really going for it except for the super heal. And that super heal truly has probably kept me alive a little bit, but I haven't had to really use it with the fleet, consumable. If anything, it's just a ship that's designed for random matches, and it's one of those ships that was designed in another era of World of Warships. Of supposedly celebrating 10 years, but let's just be honest. It was probably designed for an era that left World of Warships 5 years ago. That's the honest truth. It was designed for a game in 2020 and below, not for 2020 and above. CVs, subs, it was not designed for that purpose. Now the new mode, Blast from the Past, it would probably do amazing in that mode. And I will be playing that mode. Absolutely, I'll be playing that mode. Because it would be nice to go back to PvP mode and not have subs. Believe me, if there were no subs in the game, I would still play randoms. The fact that subs entered is why I don't play randoms. Because I have a hard trouble fighting the damn things. And it's just not fun. I mean, when you're... Even a tier 6 can out-ping you in depth charge range, and that's just not fun. At least for a carrier you can fight. And I know people hate carriers. I don't disagree with them, but also I've played a carrier. I've ground carriers. I know how to play a carrier. So I know how to fight against a carrier. And honestly, carriers don't scare me that much. Honestly, I'm not really worried about carriers. I can deal with the carrier. Or carriers. I can deal with two of them. It wouldn't be fun, but I can still deal with it. I can't deal with subs, though. Because at least I can see when I'm fighting with a CV. I can see the planes coming in. But Vanguard is really just a mediocre ship. You're really not missing much. I mean, we end up with 400,000. We're going to make about probably 300,000 profit. We ended up with 273. And we're top of the team with 1528. That's not a lot. That's honestly average for an average ship. I mean, let's be honest. For the most part, when we did hit stuff, we did really good damage against some of these cruisers. When we hit them, I mean, like the Amamu we hit, like when we hit, we do good damage, but there were also times when you probably noticed in the replay that the shots were kind of a little all over the place. It's a ship that was designed for a bygone era. Would it be nice to bring these kind of ships back into the game where if you got punished for being... It would be nice. Believe me, if it was possible to go back 5 years, I would probably go back to the days of RTS CVs. I would probably give up ops, of course, but if I had to go back, there would be players that knew what they were doing. I think clan battles would be a lot funner. I think the game would be a lot more healthier. I truly do think that. I truly do believe that when the CV rework happened, it was implemented so terribly that it drove players away, and only the diehards and the decent ones stayed around. And by the time they had balanced it to an extent and corrected the mistakes, the damage had been done. Then you had subs come in, and you had another exodus. They can deny that it isn't, but let's be honest. There was a significant downgrade of player skill. God, I mean, Vanguard, just a ship that isn't that good.